Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Where are we, Claire?
So today we're in the motorhome on the driveway.
On the driveway. We've been thinking about our motorhome on the driveway for quite a bit, haven't we?
We have, yes.
Because although we're out in our motorhome almost every weekend, for the rest of the week it's just sat there doing nothing.
Yep.
And we've also found out that it's actually costing us personally, if you take into account insurance, MOT, hab check,
Yep.
servicing, 10% depreciation a year, which might be a bit controversial. Some people don't think that. But if you add all that together, it's actually costing us £18.52 a day to have this motorhome.
18 quid a day?
£18 a day.
Goodness.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
You might not believe us, but this is the truth, how we've worked it out. Now, I know some of you are number crunchers. We're not number crunchers, are we?
No.
We just tend to crunch peanuts, if we're honest.
That's a funny laugh.
Where did that come from?
I know.
What's happening here?
Probably
Hello.
there, look.
So we made some notes. I don't know, are these our notes that we did?
They're the notes I did. You did some number notes yesterday.
But we didn't bring them in, did we?
You haven't shared them.
Oh,
It's lovely in here, lovely and warm.
Claire's brought the note machine. Now this is really interesting, I thought, because I think sometimes, you know, it's obviously really interesting and exciting when you get a motorhome. You don't really appreciate how much it's actually costing you.
No, I think for me, I was excited to get it. I'm in it, got my things in it. And I didn't really think about £18 a day sat on the driveway.
So one thing that you need if you've got a motorhome is insurance. You can't avoid it. It's a legal requirement. Now, our insurance is we pay annually.
Yes.
And it goes up and down, just depends, but we pay about 600 quid
Right.
for the year.
That's quite a lot of money, isn't it? Well,
Yeah, it can be.
Yeah.
I think it's cheaper for some people, but for us, it's £600 a year. Per day, let's have a look what the insurance is per day. 600 shared by 365. It's £1.64 to insure
Okay.
it and keep it. That's not bad.
it's easy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Half a lager.
Well, since when? Oh, I
Last
think
time
so.
I bought half lager.
The other thing is that you've got tax. Now, the tax is just going up. I think we are now at, is it £295 or something like
It's gone
that?
up. I mean, that's crazy.
It goes up every year, obviously. But 295 shared by 365. So in tax, it's 80 pence. It's 80 pence in tax. The MOT. So MOT costs, I think, top of the note, there's a legal limit of what they can charge for an MOT.
Is there?
I think it's about £56, somewhere around that mark. So even in MOT, we are looking at 15 pence a day.
Right, 50 pence a day, yeah.
When you put it down like this, it doesn't seem too much, does
Sounds
it?
cheap, doesn't it?
Although one thing is like if I had turned around to you and said, where you going on holiday? And
Yeah.
you go, I'm going to Skegness for a week. Okay, well, that's going to cost you £500.
Yeah.
But every day you got to like pay this. What is that from the holiday? Oh no, that's just for the option to have the holiday. That's really what we've got, isn't it?
Yeah.
More costs. We've got more costs, Claire. Service and maintenance. Now we get St. Chris II serviced twice a year. We do it every 6
Yeah.
months. I like to have the oil changed.
Not interested.
No. Though you get in Claire's
Have
car.
you
and
changed
it's-
my oil in my car?
Yeah, we change it, yeah. So you get in Claire's car, it says service due minus 500 miles. Oh yeah, I saw that. That's what you say, don't you?
Yeah, it's true. It's a true story, everybody.
True story. So anyway, so we do 2 services. It costs roughly £500
Okay.
for the
service?
Yeah, because it depends. You know, I put that in about £500 because we might need a tyre every now and again.
Okay.
You could do with like air filters. Sometimes they're a bit more than just an oil change. So £500
Okay.
a year. So I'm going to put that into our little calculator. £1.37 a day.
Okay.
Whether you drive it or not,
It's £1.37.
£1.37 a day. One thing to think of, what I found out from the biker channel as well, is that today's fuel
Yeah.
is not like it used to be. And after about 3 weeks, it starts to deteriorate.
What, in the van?
Yeah. So if you store your van,
Really?
yeah, I don't
But
know if,
plenty of people store the vans.
I know, but it's not such a big problem. So I don't know what's best. What do you do? We don't store our van, so we don't know. Are you better off storing your van with fuel in or like with very
Yeah.
little?
I wouldn't even cross my mind.
I would have thought that. Somebody must know. Let us know. So they're all the costs there, which
Yeah.
it seems like it adds up to a little bit of money. It's not too bad though, is it?
No.
We're probably around the £5 mark, something like that.
£5 a day, okay.
And which seems like it's not such a big thing as we're getting into this video, but it's still £5. You know, even if it's £5, it's £5 for just something to sit there.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
It's quite a lot, really.
But then there's the other thing where they say that motorhomes, despite what the dealer will tell you, depreciate about 10% every year.
Okay.
Okay. And I thought, well, does it depreciate 10% every year? And I think that's probably about right, really. If you bought a £70,000 motorhome, if you came to sell it in a year's time, I think you'd probably lose more. It's because it's
Really?
front loaded, yeah. So you won't be able to sell it for 63,000. Maybe I'm wrong. Depends where it is. But I think it might sell for that price.
Yeah.
But you've got to, if you're not doing a private sale, then you've got to sell it to a dealer, haven't you?
Which would be cheaper.
Well, you're not going to get as
Yeah,
much money
that's
because
right,
there's
yeah.
a middleman. So in reality, although you could sell it privately and doing everything else, I think most people like to buy through a dealer because they feel like they're being
It's a bit
supported.
safe. Yeah.
Or is it? We all know the truth on that one. Is it safe? It's just a bit of a myth, that. But depreciation, okay?
Yeah, okay. That's a biggie.
It's a biggie. So for ours and what we bought ours for, then I put that into the equation
Yeah, okay.
at 10%.
Important to do that.
So altogether, if you put all those numbers together
Yeah.
and then shared it by 365, then it would come to £18.50
A day.
a day.
Okay.
Which is a lot, really, because I know it doesn't sound a lot, but if you get
Well,
£18.50,
Yeah, and if you're putting it, away sort of October time, it's coming out March time,
yeah,
sort of 5 months of the year, it's a lot.
it's £129.50 a week this motorhome costs us, and we own it.
If you even go nowhere in it.
Yeah. Now, I know that some people disagree with me with these numbers, and that's fine. So let us know what you think about it. Because a lot of people say, yeah, but you can sell it at the end. But I'm only talking about depreciation.
If that's right, yeah.
Yeah. So you've still got your asset, although
Yeah.
it's a depreciating asset. So I don't class, I'm from a different financial school to some people. Cars, motorhomes, they're not really assets. Rental houses are, but the house that you live in, it's not really an asset 'cause you've got to live somewhere. And the cars, motorhomes, speedboats, if you've got them, they're depreciating assets because they don't make you money, do they? You lose money.
Yeah, that's right.
An asset should give you money. They're a liability.
Yes.
So it's Robert
Kawasaki?
Kiyosaki. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. You ever seen that?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, it's like a
watched
famous
that.
book. I didn't really understand it, which is probably why you're going to shoot me down in comments and say that I've got it wrong. But £125 a week.
Now, we go out in ours quite a lot, but people out here watching this don't, so they were paying that a week, months,
Yeah.
and it is just sitting there with nothing happening to it.
We said that there's 4.5 weeks on average in a month. It's £582.75
A month?
it's costing us.
£580 a month?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, now that sounds awful now.
It sounds quite a lot, doesn't it?
£500 a month?
Yeah.
Gosh.
I know.
So if somebody out there is doing the same thing, it's not even being used for 4 months.
They're really sobering numbers, aren't they, when
Yeah.
you look at it? You're probably better off not knowing this.
Gosh, has anybody done this and worked it out themselves?
Our van at the minute, and this will go down because of the 10% depreciation,
Yeah.
obviously the value of the
next
van's
year
going
it's
down.
different.
It's a bit cheaper,
Yeah.
unless insurance goes up and everything else. But at the minute, before we go anywhere, this van is costing us £6,993
A year.
a year.
6 grand? What?
£6,993
So
a year.
£7,000 pretty much.
£7,000. That's the big chunk of that is the depreciation.
And that's costs we can't control.
There's nothing
You have
happens.
to have your insurance.
Yeah, the insurance is a big cost. The servicing is a big cost. If you do your own servicing, obviously, that's that. But we don't do that.
Can you do your own hab check?
I don't know. Maybe you can.
Look under there yourself.
Hab check. The MOT you can't get away from, and the tax you can't get away from.
Wow.
That's big, isn't it?
So then, that's a lot of money, isn't it?
Yeah. So looking at this, we thought, well, that's a lot of money, but we don't want to really think about that with this motorhome because
No.
it's a source of enjoyment and happiness and memories, and that's fine. But as we normally do, we think, well, could you offset some of these costs? And you found out a way, didn't you?
Yeah.
Are
Will I tell you?
Yeah, I do.
We could rent it out.
What, this?
Yeah. people would want to take St Chris II somewhere exciting. We could rent it out.
Would you be all right with that?
Yeah.
You would?
Yeah. Would you? You don't seem to.
They'll move my seat for driving.
They will move your seat.
They'll move
Yes.
they move things around.
So you're not up for it?
Well, how much is it?
Well, it differs. And there's lots of different websites you can use to help market renting your motorhome, camper van, caravan.
Right, I've got some questions about this then, Claire.
Okay.
You may have to refer to your notes because I've got some big questions.
Right.
First question is,
Yeah.
I cannot let this out on our current insurance, can I?
No, you can't. You need special insurance. And there are special insurers that will cover you.
Really?
Yes,
What for? So that you can rent it out?
that's correct, Andrew.
And how does that work then?
So
is where it gets
you ring them up and you say, now then, I want to rent out my motorhome at weekends. And they go, all right,
But we use it at the weekend.
okay, in the week.
Okay.
I want to rent it out in the week. What can you do about this? And they'll say, oh, we can insure you for that.
Who do you rent it to though?
What do you mean? There you go. That's me information about insurers.
Okay. So these are the notes that Claire's got for us. You'll need the right hire and reward insurance.
There you
So
go.
hire and reward. So it's different to social domestic pleasure or even if you got business use. Because I've noticed that. So we have business use on this.
Yes.
But it says that it's not for hire.
Okay, so we would need to change our insurance to this one.
Okay. Standard motorhome insurance won't cover rentals. Just don't rent it out for money then. But it says that many rental platforms include insurance. So if you go private, check companies like Alan Boswell. Who's Alan Boswell?
Don't know, it's some insurance dude.
Just Campers or Day Insure. And it says here, what you've written is that your vehicle needs to be under 3.5 tons.
Well, that will make it more appealing too, won't it? Because anybody on a standard licence can drive that. If our motorhome was on a special licence, it would be more difficult to rent out.
Right.
Because I couldn't rent it, for example.
Yeah, you've got a smaller market.
Yes.
Okay. You've got to have a rental agreement. Where do you get them from? Can you get them online?
Yeah, you can get templates online. And that's to cover you, really, to say, you won't do this, you won't do that, you won't have a barbecue on my table. Yeah.
Well, you got to put that in. How much can you get?
It differs depending on the size, the age, the type of motorhome or camper van. If it's more desirable, like a big California, it can be more expensive. If it's a bit older, with no wheels, it won't make as
With
much
no
money.
wheels? But like a shed?
But it varies. It can vary from £400 to £1,000 a week.
So you've put 1,500 here.
Oh, that's a big juicy one then.
So £400 a week.
And of course it'll change with low season and high season. So in the kids' holidays, you could charge more.
If you rented it out every week, which you wouldn't, that's £20,800 a year on the lowest.
Brilliant.
Well, that'd offset our cost of £7,000.
There you go. We've offset it already.
Yeah, but it's out every week for a full
Okay,
week.
so
We couldn't use
if you did
it.
it for half the year, then it's 10 grand. Now, our motor probably, I'd have to check, you have to do your research and look at is there any other Benny Mars out there, Milios, for rent? How much are they charging? I think in high season, this is only 4 berth, but we could probably charge it out at £500, couldn't we?
What, for a week? I think people will snap his hand off at that.
Well, there you go then. So we would make more money than that. Andrew, I'm helping you out here with the money things.
All right, then. So say I don't mind somebody moving my seat about.
Yes.
Or dropping curry on his carpet.
Yeah.
And I'm all right with that.
Well, you'd get a deposit. You'd ask them for a deposit, wouldn't you?
And that'll cover it.
And if they drop curry on your carpet, you say, well, I'm so sorry, you can't have your deposit. I need to clean the curry off the carpet.
And that'll go in your rental agreement.
Yes.
But what if it were an accident?
Doesn't matter.
Right. So you've put here that you've seen Outdoorsy, Camplify, Goboony,
Yeah.
Quirky Campers and Indie Campers.
Yeah.
So you can sign up to them and put a listing of your motorhome.
That's right. And you can manage the diary, so you can block diaries out and things like that when maybe you're taking it away so that nobody could have it. They can help you with the rental agreements, but they take a percentage.
Yeah. Well,
Of course they do.
Of course they do.
They'll take 15 to 25%.
Okay. Wow. 15 to 25%.
Yeah.
Depending on which one. Now, I'd guess that you won't mind paying 25% if you got regular rentals and a better price.
Yeah. Now, in the past, when I've looked to rent, when we rented out in the past, Gabooni.
What we've tried to rent.
Yeah, I've had a little look ages ago, before we even thought about this. Gabooni come up all the time. They've got some really cool vans.
All right.
And they've got sort of DIY panel vans and things like that on there that have been done up beautifully.
Yeah, like the cool conversions.
Yeah.
As well as motorhomes.
Yeah, and indie campers, of course, quite famous-ish, I think. They've got some really cool sort of hippie-type motorhomes and camper vans and things. Really cool, really nice. First impressions really matter because it needs to look, we need to make our van look better than anybody else's. So if you're just browsing through the websites, you're going to go, oh, St. Christopher looks great.
Right.
It stands out, like our lovely curtains that you made.
So make sure that your curtains are the right way round on the pictures. And also make sure that the decals are actually done.
Sorted out, yeah.
Yeah.
So make it stand out, yeah. Some people out there have sent us pictures of their vans and you've got some amazing vans.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Hang on a minute. So we've got to include bedding, cookware, gas bottle and a user guide.
Well, a user guide's a good idea, which I could do. You know, this is how you do the water, this is how you do this is how you do the stop thing, whatever it is under there. This is how you do the blinds, whatever. So that's easy, isn't it? Because people would need that. Remember, people might rent this that have never rented a motorhome before. Like we didn't know, did we? We didn't know lots of stuff.
You see, now I'm thinking, oh God. You're going to be sat relaxing, watching Foyle's War or something, and then all of a sudden you get a phone call.
I mean, there is that.
Can you outsource that?
Now, I don't know if for example, if you used Gabooni, whether they would, maybe there's a service where they would do that. Not sure.
Probably wouldn't know your van though, would they?
No. But yeah, I think if you include the bedding, you know, you don't have to include the bedding. You could say you bring your own bedding, because in the past when we've hired, we've had to bring our own bedding, haven't we?
Yeah. You need a gas certificate though.
You do need a gas certificate. Now, would the HAB check give you that?
I'm not sure.
I would have thought.
It's being checked out.
I would have thought the HAB check.
Does anybody know about that? Would the HAB check, is that class as
checking that the van's safe to live in and to stay in, aren't they?
Yeah.
You think they'd check the gas?
And then you can do like, it says here, add Wi-Fi, coffee machine.
Yeah, make it more appealing. We've got a little
chairs.
router, doesn't work. But we've got a coffee machine, haven't we?
Yeah.
Oh, and you'd be like, oh, Claire, it's got a coffee machine.
Yeah.
I'll have that one, wouldn't you?
I would, yeah. So how would you go about setting the right price then? I think you touched on this. How would I know what it's worth?
Well, you need to do your research. So what we would do is we would look on these websites, all of them, at similar vans, similar length, size, berth vans, and see how much they're going for. Right. And I think we'd take a punt on that, wouldn't we?
Okay. Do you want to do this?
I think it's something to consider because we definitely need it for the season and for weekends, but we don't really need it midweek. Now, that's a problem potentially because people want them for weekends.
Yeah, but surely there's a market for midweek.
Yeah, well, we could try.
Because other things are cheaper, so it'd be cheaper, wouldn't it?
Now, one thing I guess though, you know, the pickup would have to come. You'd have to come to Barnsley, obviously, wouldn't you? So if you live, in Southampton, for example, you wouldn't necessarily come to Barnsley unless you're going up to the lakes. I
know, but do you really want people coming to his house?
Well,
maybe we could meet in a lay-by on A1.
Maybe.
Well,
But the location is a factor in it, isn't it? So if you live in Outer Mongolia, then you'd have a problem renting it out, wouldn't you? Because people.
I think you'd have a problem getting on internet. Although, to be fair, one thing we noticed, I don't know if you saw our video, we went to Mexico. We had absolutely amazing Wi-Fi.
Yeah, we did, yeah.
And 4G.
Better than here.
We come back here and we can't get one. But yeah, there we go.
Okay. Have you got any more questions for me, Andrew?
Would you just rent it out to anybody?
I guess they're going through that platform. The platform check them out. And you have to give a deposit, card details, name, address. It has to match up.
Because this isn't like, say we had a motorhome business and we just rented them out. It's like, yeah, whatever. This is our motorhome.
It is.
So what if somebody turns up and they've got like bad personal hygiene?
Why are you renting it out? There's risk in anything that you want to rent out.
Would you rent this out?
Yeah.
Somebody with bad personal hygiene?
It'll just be a bit smelly, but you'll have to keep the deposit if it's too bad. If it's soaked into the sofa.
Oh, God. You seem all up for this. I'm surprised, actually. You've put here, number 7, what to watch out for. Risks.
They could crash it.
What if they're smoking it?
That's part of the terms of agreement. If they smoked in it, then you would keep the deposit.
The thing is, it don't matter how much you clean one, if somebody smoked in it,
yep,
you can
Well,
tell.
you'd keep the deposit on that one, but that would be a rule in your handbook, wouldn't it? Or you could state on the advert, you know, no smoking. You could do no pets in theory, I suppose. I mean, we've got pets, but if you had a van and you didn't want pets in it, then you could say no pets.
No pets.
The risks are, they could crash it, they could break the bed levy thing, they could break the table, they could break the coffee machine.
I think these are things that you're just going to have to accept.
Yeah.
Which means...
Well, that's why you're insured.
I know, but this is our pride and joy, isn't it? We absolutely adore St. Chris II.
We do.
And we worked hard to get him.
Yeah, we have, yeah.
So, I suppose one thing that you got to think about is if you've got your motorhome on a finance agreement, I bet they won't let you do it.
Don't know about that.
Because you don't fully own it.
Yeah.
So you'd have to check
I don't know about that.
It's always scary. You'd have to double check, wouldn't you, if you're going to do it, make sure all legalities are all right, because if you fall foul of it, you could be in trouble. I suppose what I want to know is, does anybody, or currently, or have you done in the past, rented out your van or motorhome?
Tell us your stories.
So I don't think this applies much to caravans, does it?
Why could you not rent out your caravan?
I suppose you
Why
could.
could you not? You could.
Yeah. Has anybody rented out the caravan?
I suppose you rent out your static, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
But I've never, when I've been
Not
looking
a
on these
touring
sites,
one.
actually, I've never noticed a caravan on there, actually. That's a good
Well,
point.
I'd rent a touring caravan, would you?
Definitely, yeah, we would love to do that. Has anybody got one that we can rent? Because we would, I love caravans.
Let us know. Did it go well? Did you have any problems? Did you make some money? Did you actually cover your costs, or did the platforms take the money from you? If you've not done it and you're like us, would you consider it? Are you shocked at the price of how much it costs for a motorhome to sit on your
yours
drive?
out. Yeah, work yours out.
Work your costs out, see what you think. And if you try and knock that depreciation off, you know that you're only kidding yourself, because it's a real thing. It really is. I hope you've enjoyed this little chat. I certainly have. It's given me some food for
I
thought.
reckon people would rent our van out.
You do?
Yeah. You've got to sort the decals.
We hope you've enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Let us know what we've asked about. That'd be really good.
Yeah. We've got Facebook and Instagram. Take a look at that as well.
Of course we have. And also, if you're interested, Claire has started to learn how to ride motorbikes, if you're not aware and not been watching on the other channels. So Biker of Atlantis, you'll be able to find all Claire's journey there, which you're quite excited for, aren't you? So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Goodbye. So where are we? Back in the
Hang on.
motorhome on the drive.
No, we need to do this.
Okay. Just ask me where I am, because we're in the motorhome on the driveway.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Where are we, Claire? So
Now,
How much?
I have good. It depends. 10 to 15%. They'll take.
15 to 25.
Yes.
If we were going to do it then,
Yes.
what's really important? If we're going to start marketing our motorhome.
What you mean the selling pitch? Our sales pitch, you mean?
Yeah, so getting it ready for sales.
It's keep it clean.
So what about first impressions matter?
Yeah.
We all right there, Dora?
She's on Pablo's head.
Oh, of course she is.
You've got to sort the decals.
Why are they renting it? What time are they coming over? What, Stephen decal?